Welcome to the First Time Homebuyer Masterclass, from pre-approval to closing. My name is SONYA, and I'm so happy you're here. A little about me. I'm both a licensed realtor and a mortgage loan officer, which means I can guide you through the entire home buying journey, from financing to finding the perfect home, all in one seamless experience. I started in real estate back in 2017, helping families buy and sell homes. From my experience, I noticed how so many buyers were getting stuck when it came to financing. They'd find a house they loved, but then the mortgage side, that felt like a roadblock. That's what inspired me to also become a mortgage loan officer. Now, I can walk you through both sides, the real estate side and the lending side. I like to call it a one-stop shop for buyers. Whether you're just starting to think about buying a home or you've already been browsing listings online, this masterclass is designed to give you clarity, confidence, and a clear path forward. So today, I'm going to guide you step by step through the home buying journey. Before we jump into all the details, let's just talk about the housing market today. Here's the deal. Things have definitely shifted. We're not in that wild roller coaster anymore where homes were flying off the market in 24 hours with 15 offers. Prices are still holding up in a lot of areas, but they're not shooting up like crazy. Yes, mortgage rates are higher compared to those rock bottom pandemic lows. But listen, that doesn't mean you can't buy comfortably. It just means you've got to be a little more strategic. Here's how I like to explain it. Step 1, get pre-approved. That's your starting point. It's like having your GPS turned on. You know exactly what direction you're going. Step 2, shop smart. Some neighborhoods are still super competitive, but others, sellers are more flexible. That's where you can negotiate, maybe get closing costs covered or even a price cut. Step 3, focus on payment, not just price. A $400,000 house with a lower rate could cost you the same monthly as a $350,000 house with a higher rate. So it's not always about the sticker price. It's about what you're comfortable paying each month. Step 4, be patient. Don't feel pressured to grab the first house you see. This isn't a race. It's about finding the right house at the right time. And let me just say this. Don't let the headlines scare you. The news will say, the market's too hot, 1 week, and then the market's crashing the next. The truth is somewhere in the middle. With a solid plan, you can absolutely buy in today's market without stressing yourself out. Okay, now let's get into the pre-approval because this is where it all starts. Think of pre-approval like your golden ticket to the home buying process. Without it, you're just window shopping. You can scroll Zillow until midnight, but until a lender says, yep, you're good for this amount, you don't really know what's possible. Here's what happens. The lender looks at your income, your debts, and your credit score. If everything checks out, they give you a pre-approval letter that says, this buyer is approved up to X amount. That letter does 2 really important things. It gives you peace of mind. You're not guessing. You know what price range you should be looking at. It makes sellers take you seriously. If there are multiple offers, the one with a pre-approval always looks stronger. Now let's touch on credit scores. I know that's on everyone's mind. So here's the deal. For most programs, you need a minimum of 580 score to qualify. If you're at 580 and you've got 3.5% down, you could qualify for an FHA loan. If you're between 500 and 579, there are exceptions, but you'd need 10% down. Conventional loans usually want at least 620, and honestly, the higher your score, the better your rate and terms. Here's the good news. Even if you're sitting at a 580 right now, you can buy a home. I've helped plenty of buyers do it, and if you're not there yet, that's okay too. We'll put together a plan to build your credit and get you ready. Here's the fun part. Let's talk about loan options. And let me tell you, there are more programs out there than most people realize. Here at Quantic Bank, we've got something for just about every situation, and that's what makes us different from a lot of traditional banks. Let me break it down for you. Conventional loans. These are the classic, good, old-fashioned mortgages. If you've got stable income and solid credit, this might be a great fit. Now, here's the myth I hear all the time. I can't buy until I have 20% saved for a down payment. That's just not true. As a first-time buyer, you can get into a conventional loan with as little as 3% down. That's a big difference. It could mean buying this year instead of waiting another 5 years to save up. FHA loans. FHA loans are super popular for first-time buyers because they're more flexible. The minimum credit score is 580 with just 3.5% down. If your credit isn't perfect, maybe you've had some bumps in the road, FHA can still give you a path to homeownership. I've worked with buyers who thought they'd have to rent forever because of their credit. Once we explored FHA, they realized they actually did qualify, and we got them into a home. VA loans. Now, if you've served in the military or you're active duty, this one is hands down one of the best programs out there. With a VA loan, you can buy with zero down payment and no private mortgage insurance. That means you keep more money in your pocket every month. VA loans also tend to have great interest rates. Honestly, if you qualify for this benefit, it's one of the strongest tools available. Non-traditional loans. This is where Quantic really shines. Let's say you're self-employed or you drive Uber or you freelance. A traditional lender might look at your taxes, see write-offs, and say, sorry, you don't qualify. At Quantic, we don't just look at one piece of paper. We look at the bigger financial picture. We understand that not everyone has a W-2 job, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't have a chance at home ownership. This flexibility is a game changer for entrepreneurs, gig workers, and people with non-traditional income. The 1% down program. This one's exciting. With Quantic's 1% down program, you bring just 1% for the down payment, and the lender contributes another 2%. That means you're walking into your new home with 3% equity on day one. For a lot of buyers, this is the difference between waiting years to save up or buying right now. I've seen this program open the door for families who thought home ownership was out of reach. On top of all that, there are also down payment assistance programs offered through states, cities, or nonprofits. Sometimes these are outright grants. Sometimes they're loans that are forgivable if you stay in the home for a few years. They can help cover part of your down payment or even closing costs. That extra help can make a huge difference when you're just starting out. So here's the bottom line. Don't count yourself out just because you don't have 20% sitting in the bank. That's one of the biggest myths I hear, and it stops people from even trying. Between Quantic's flexible programs, the 1% down option, FHA, VA, and down payment assistance, there are so many ways to make home ownership happen. If you're motivated and ready, there's almost always a path forward. Now let's talk paperwork. I know this is the part where people start sweating, but it's not as bad as it sounds. It's just about getting organized. Here's your pre-approval checklist: driver's license or passport, social security number, pay stubs for the last 30 days, W-2s or 1099s for the last 2 years, tax returns for the last 2 years, bank statements for the last 2 months, employer verification or a letter from your boss. If you're self-employed, profit and loss statement and business bank records, proof of any extra income, bonuses, overtime, rental, child support, alimony, retirement or investment account statements. And if someone is gifting you money for the down payment, a gift letter. Pro tip, put all of this in one folder on your computer or in a binder. That way, when your lender asks, you can just send it over without digging through drawers. It makes the whole process smoother and less stressful. All right, let's pause here for a second. I know we've been talking a lot about documents, credit scores, and pre-approvals. And while that's all important, I want you to take a deep breath and remember why you're here. This isn't just about numbers. This is about freedom, stability, and creating a future you can own. Think about it. Every month, renters are paying someone else's mortgage. That money is gone forever. But as a homeowner, your monthly payment builds your equity, your wealth, your legacy. So let me ask you, what would owning a home mean for you? Maybe it's not having to deal with landlords anymore. Maybe it's finally painting the walls your favorite color without asking permission. Maybe it's building equity so one day you can pass something down to your kids. This is your why, and when the process feels long, confusing, or even overwhelming, I want you to remember that vision. Because here's the truth, buying a home isn't just a transaction, it's more of a transformation. It's the moment you move from paying rent to building roots. So shake off the overwhelm, lean into the excitement, and get ready, because next, I'm walking you through the actual steps of making this dream a reality. Now let's walk through the actual process of buying a home, step by step. Step 1, define your goals. Ask yourself, where do I want to live? What do I need in a home versus what would just be nice to have? Schools, commute, space, style, all of that matters. Step 2, build your team. Realtor, lender, inspector, title company, having the right people makes the journey smoother. Step 3, house hunting. Fun, but can be overwhelming. Stick to your pre-approved budget. Things you want to consider. Is the neighborhood safe? How long is the commute? Are there schools, grocery stores, and things you care about nearby? Does the layout work for your lifestyle? Is there outdoor space? Are there HOA fees or rules? Step 4, making an offer. Once you find the one, your realtor helps you write a competitive offer. That's where your pre-approval letter comes in. It shows you're serious. Step 5, under contract. This is where inspections and appraisals happen. The inspection checks the home's condition. The appraisal makes sure the price matches the value. Under contract checklist. Schedule your inspection quickly. Review the appraisal carefully. Get documents back to your lender fast. Start your homeowner's insurance. Step 6, closing day. You'll get your closing disclosure a few days before. That's your final breakdown of costs. Then you do a final walkthrough, sign the paperwork, pay your closing costs, and get the keys. That's the moment we've been working toward. Now, before we jump to the finish line, let's talk about something really important. The mistakes first-time buyers often make before closing, and how to avoid them. Because let's be honest, the last thing you want is to get all the way to the end only to have something fall apart. Here are the biggest pitfalls I typically see. Taking on new debt. Some buyers get excited and think, I'm getting a house, let me buy a new car or furniture too. Big mistake. New debt changes your debt-to-income ratio, and lenders recheck everything before closing. Even if you were approved before, new debt can make your ratios too high and kill the loan. Making large cash deposits. Putting big, unexplained deposits into your bank account looks suspicious to underwriters. They need to know where your money is coming from. If it can't be sourced, it can't be used. Always talk to your lender before moving money around. Switching job stability is key. Lenders want to see steady employment and income. Switching jobs, or worse, switching industries, during the process can put your loan on pause or force you to reapply. If you're thinking about a career change, wait until after you've closed. Ignoring credit card balances. Running up credit cards right before closing hurts your score. Remember, minimum qualifying credit score is 580, but your rate and terms improve as your score goes higher. Dropping your score mid-process could mean a higher interest rate or even losing your approval. Not responding quickly to your lender. During underwriting, your lender will ask for updated pay stubs, bank statements, or letters of explanation. Delays in sending these can push your closing date back. Tip: be proactive, respond within 24 hours if you can. Quitting or reducing work hours. This might sound obvious, but you'd be surprised. If you quit, cut back hours, or lose overtime, your income changes. The loan you were approved for was based on your income at the time of application. Big changes can ruin that approval. Skipping the final walkthrough. Some buyers get so excited they skip the final walkthrough. Don't do that. This is your last chance to make sure the home is in the condition you agreed on. If repairs were promised, you want to confirm they've been done before you sign. Why these mistakes matter. Every one of these mistakes boils down to one thing. Lenders check your file twice, once when you're approved and again right before closing. If anything looks different, they can pause or even deny the loan. The good news? Every single one of these mistakes is avoidable. Stay steady, don't make major financial changes, and always communicate with your realtor and lender before making any big moves. All right, before we wrap up, let me give you some golden rules that will make your journey smoother. Check your credit early. If you're at 580, you've got options. Higher is always better, but don't wait until the last minute to find out where you stand. Keep debt low. Lenders look at your debt to income ratio. Paying down credit cards helps. Don't make big financial moves mid-process. Don't buy a car, don't open a credit card, and don't go on a shopping spree for furniture until after closing. Save a little extra. There are always surprise costs. Moving trucks, little repairs, things you didn't plan for. Ask questions. If something doesn't make sense, speak up. This is probably the biggest purchase of your life. You should feel comfortable and confident at every step. Home buying doesn't have to be stressful. With the right prep and the right team, it's just a step-by-step process that leads to you holding the keys to your new home. Now that you understand the process, let's talk about what to do next. If you're ready to dive in, I invite you to start your pre-qualification today by using the link provided. I'll personally guide you through the application and help you understand your numbers. If you're not quite ready, that's okay too. I can guide you on how to start building or repairing your credit so you can prepare for homeownership with confidence. Either way, you're moving forward and you don't have to do it alone. I'm here to guide you, advocate for you, and celebrate with you when you get those keys in hand. Since 2017, I've been honored to help families not just buy homes, but also navigate financing. I'd love to do the same for you. Thank you for joining me today. Now, let's get in a place you can truly call home.